Hey y'all. So I wanted to talk about a few things. The Beach Creek Road itself is not a road that you would travel to get to from one place to another. You would have no reason to be down there unless you live there or you were visiting someone. Okay, because it's kind of off the beaten track. Now, this is the Wells property from Beach Creek Road. There is the creek down below, and up top of the hill is the house. And this side of the property on Beach Creek is extremely sharp, straight up, and it's very unlikely that someone would use this point of entrance to try to abduct Summer. And if someone was parked down by the shed, it would be very visible to anyone traveling along Beach Creek. Now, it makes sense after having been there why Dawn rode to the shed first, because you actually have a better visual of that whole entire half of the property that you cannot see from up top. So, as you're turning into Ben Hill Road, and you drive up past the Wells property, you really don't notice a couple things that I'm going to point out in a minute. You do see the creek and you do see a hill, and this is actually after I turned around coming back down Ben Hill Road looking up at their property. Now what I'm going to point out is something that caught my attention as I was driving by, but in looking at the video again, I'm seeing it from a little bit of a different perspective. Now, once you pass the driveway to your left, you will start to see, well, this is actually coming into Ben Hill Road. You'll see this hill here to the right. It's steep, but it's not so steep that someone couldn't walk it. All right. Now, I'm going to show you coming back down Ben Hill Road. Now, that's the hill I was just talking about. That can be walked. You see here by this tree, there is a space here and this is the dog trail right here. You can see where the dogs go up and down. This space here actually could have a car sitting there, and that's actually on their property before you get to the driveway. Now, the problem with this theory is that it's right off of Ben Hill Road and it's very narrow. And this is actually up in the hollow. And if it happened as quick as Candace said, and she had just come home and they did that little routine, planted the flowers, went in the house, Summer was gone. Okay, well, I would think that the person would already be there in order for it to have happened as quickly as it did. So that means that she would have to have seen a vehicle there, in my opinion. And if not her, other people that live in that area, I would think would be able to see a vehicle sitting there. Maybe even from Beach Creek Road. I'm going to have to go back and check it out. Now, having said that, the area that they live in, Beach Creek and Ben Hill, in my opinion, that it's highly unlikely that if Summer was abducted, that it was an abduction from a stranger. It's impossible, in my opinion. Now, could somebody that knew the family and has been to the property numerous times know about this little pull-in spot and the trail that could possibly take you up to the back door? Yeah, that's possible. And they have had numerous sexual offenders, not only to their property, but actually staying there. So, if that is the way that it happened, according to Dawn and Candace, then I feel like it is somebody that is very familiar with their property. it is impossible for a stranger just to randomly drive down that road and say, hey, let me turn in here and I'm going to climb this hill and go in this door and kidnap this child and get away. No, that's not going to happen. Beech Creek itself, if they had taken a left from the house, they would have had to go a very, very long distance to get back to any kind of main road. If they had went right, then you come to a stop sign right there at Solomon Chapel. You have to go right or left, and not being from the area, you wouldn't know which way to go, because I was second guessing myself just going to Warriors Park. And I have to say that it was quite a long distance to get back to a main road. So either somebody that knew them had this planned. I think it has to be planned. It's not random. It's something that has been planned. I just don't see, unless there was an accident or something like that, there was no abduction. So that's where I leave it on that subject. Now, I did want to tell you about this Hippy House if you're interested. It's not like a tobacco shop. It's not like a vape store at all. It is probably 99% drug paraphernalia. They sell Delta 8, Delta 9. They sell other products I'm not familiar with, but it's along the THC line. They do make their own bud that's not technically THC. They have a wide variety of different kinds of pipes that does not appear to be marijuana pipes. They have bongs. They have all kinds of tools and different things like that. The girl there said, and I told y'all this, that she said they get a lot of sketchy people in there, and it seems to me that their privacy is very important to them. That's why she was saying with the people that showed up with cameras could get themselves into a lot of trouble if they filmed the wrong people. So I just felt that it was important to let you know what kind of store it was, that it's not a tobacco, it's not a vape store, that it actually is a store surrounding the drug world, I guess you could say. Y'all have a good night, and I'll talk to you soon.